The face on Mars. This feature popped up in images from NASA's Viking 1 orbiter back in 1976, showing a huge rock formation in the Cydonia region that looks eerily like a human face staring up from the surface. It's about 2 kilometers long, with what seem like eyes, a nose, and a mouth carved by shadows and erosion over millions of years. Unlike typical Martian rocks, its symmetry sparked wild theories of ancient alien builders, though later high-res photos from Mars Global Surveyor in 2001 revealed it's just a natural mesa, similar to faces we see in earthly clouds or mountains. It matters because it kicked off decades of debate on pareidolia, our brain's habit of spotting familiar patterns, and pushed NASA to release clearer images to settle the buzz. A fossilized crab claw. In 2004, the Opportunity rover snapped a photo of a small, curved rock resembling a crab claw, complete with what looked like ridges and a joint, found near a sandy outcrop in Meridiani Planum. It's actually a chunk of iron-rich spherule, or blueberry, eroded from layered sediments deposited by ancient water flows about 3.5 billion years ago. Nothing alive, just a trick of fracturing and wind sculpture. What sets it apart is how closely it mimics sea life, fueling brief excitement about Martian fossils before experts explain the geology. It underscores the rover's role in proving Mars once had lakes and rivers, shifting our view of the planet's wet history. The rat-like skull rock. Curiosity rover captured this in 2012 on the Kimberley Formation, a pyramid-shaped stone with 2 small holes that perfectly mimic eye sockets and a snout like a rodent's skull, about fist-sized. Wind erosion hollowed out the softer parts of the volcanic rock over eons, creating cavities that shadows turned into a creepy face, different from smoother pebbles nearby due to varying mineral hardness. Skeptics saw alien rodents at first, but it's pure pareidolia amplified by the camera angle. This find shows how Mars's thin atmosphere lets dust devils sculpt rocks into lifelike forms, echoing Earth's ventifacts. A human thigh bone. Opportunity imaged this L-shaped rock in 2018, sticking out of the ground like a fossilized femur from a tall humanoid, measuring around 20 centimeters with a bulbous end and shaft that screams bone structure. In reality, it's a fractured piece of hematite-rich concretion, formed in evaporating ancient brines and weathered by sandblasting. Unlike the round blueberries, this one's elongated break mimics anatomy. It grabbed attention for suggesting tall Martians, but science says it's coincidental erosion. The discovery ties into evidence of Mars's habitable past, where minerals could have preserved actual microfossils if life ever existed. A 6-foot bunny. The Spirit rover photographed this in 2004 within the Columbia Hills, a massive rock shaped like a crouching rabbit with long ears, legs, and a body spanning nearly 2 meters. It's a chunk of vesicular basalt, bubbled from ancient gas during volcanic eruptions, then eroded into curves by wind, standing out from jagged surroundings because softer edges wore away faster. Conspiracy circles called it proof of giant alien pets, yet it's just nature's artistry. This illusion illustrates how Mars's relentless dust storms refine rocks into organic shapes over geological time. A medieval castle. High-res images from Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2008 revealed tower-like spires and walls in the Flegra Montes region, resembling a stone fortress with battlements up to 200 meters high. These are layered buttes from sediment deposits that hardened and fractured, sculpted by glaciers and wind in a now dry, icy landscape, distinct for their vertical cliffs versus the planet's usual craters. It evoked thoughts of Martian civilizations, but they're natural remnants of an ice age. They matter for mapping Mars's climate shifts from wet and cold to arid. A perfectly preserved hand. Curiosity's Mastcam caught this in Gale Crater in 2016, a rock with 5 finger-like protrusions extending from a palm base, about 15 centimeters across. Erosion split a conglomerate nodule unevenly, with harder quartz veins forming the fingers, while softer matrix wore away, unlike uniform rocks around it. Brief viral claims of a detached alien hand faded under scrutiny. It highlights the diversity of sedimentary processes on early Mars, hinting at environments that might have supported complex minerals or even primitive life. A lizard fossil. In 2013, Curiosity imaged a rock in Yellowknife Bay with a lizard-like body, head, legs, and tail etched into the surface, roughly 10 centimeters long. It's a layered mudstone fractured along natural plains, with wind carving details over time, setting it apart by mimicking scales on a scaly texture. The photo stirred fossil frenzy, but it's geological mimicry. This ties into the rover's big reveal of habitable clay deposits from 3.8 billion years ago, key for astrobiology hunts. A spoon and fork set. The Opportunity rover spotted these in 2006 on the Maridini Plains. Two elongated rocks, curved like utensils, one spoon-bowled and the other fork-pronged, side by side, about 30 centimeters long. They're ventifacts, polished concretions abraded by wind-carrying sand grains, creating unnatural curves absent in untouched areas. Some saw discarded alien cutlery, but it's erosion at work. They demonstrate Mars's powerful winds, which shake the surface faster than on Earth due to less gravity and atmosphere. A giant door in a cliff. Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter imaged this in 2011 on the rim of a crater near 57 Mile Canyon, a rectangular opening 100 meters tall in a sheer cliff face, framed like an entrance with straight edges. It's a tectonic fracture widened by freeze-thaw cycles in ancient ice, cutting through sandstone layers, different from curved cave-ins elsewhere. Theories of hidden bases abounded, yet it's natural faulting. This feature aids studies of Mars's seismic history and subsurface ice.